Yeah. Okay, so let's fix the view here. Speaker. Okay, all right. So we finished at text 15, Adi Lila, chapter 17. So actually, I sent out a email earlier today with the link to the recording of the last class, just in case somebody wanted to refresh. Not sure, not sure anybody did that, but anyway, oh, you did that. Thank you, Mataji. Wonderful.
Yeah, not the whole, but more than half.
Yeah, it was 3 months, a long time.
Yeah.
So I thought it might be. And just to bring you right to the point that we're going to start today, maybe I can spend a minute or two talking about what was it in the first 15 verses that we covered. And so basically, it talked about Lord Chaitanya going to Gaya after having spent, um, I think, 15, 16 years as a teacher from the age of 11 and being actually quite a show off of his abilities. And he went to Gaya to perform the Shraddha ceremony for his father. And there he met his Guru Maharaj. What's the name of the Guru Maharaj?
Ishwarpuri.
Ishwar Puri. Got initiated and immediately started to exhibit signs of love of Krishna. Then he came back to Navadvip and started having kirtan in different devotees' houses, Shuklamachari, Shivas, etc. And one day he decided to tell everybody that he's going to give love of Krishna to everyone except his mother. And people were shocked. So he mentioned that she was an offender to Advaita Acharya. And therefore she's not going to be eligible to get the love of Krishna. So people were very shocked, his mother not going to get love of Krishna. They were running to Advaita Acharya, his house in Shantipur, told him what had happened and asked him to join everybody in Navadvip. So Advaita Acharya came running and all the way he was glorifying Mother Sachi. He came to the house and saw Sachi Mata and he fainted because he was so much ecstasy. And Mother Sachi used that opportunity to touch the lotus feet of Advaita Acharya and took the dust from his feet. At that point, Lord Chaitanya said, her, excuse me, her offense has been nullified and now she'll have love of Krishna. So that story is there. Then another verse, it says that Advaita Acharya requested to see the universal form that Lord Chaitanya as Krishna showed to Arjun. So Lord Chaitanya obliged, and then he showed his Shadbhuj form, six-armed form, to Lord Nityananda. But it was a slightly different kind of Shadbhuj form that we know of. And it had Shankh, Chakra, Gada, and Padma in four hands, and a bow and a flute in other two hands. Then, just like he did for Arjun, he showed his universal form, then he showed his four-armed form, he showed two-armed form. So similarly here, he showed his Shadbhuj form to Lord Chaitanya, Nityananda, I mean, then he showed his Chaturbhuj form. But again, an interesting Chaturbhuj form. Tribhangi form, threefold bended form.
Prabhu
Playing
got muted.
Sorry? What's that?
We were unable to hear you, Prabhu.
Oh, really?
In between we couldn't hear.
That's fine. That's fine, still.
No, it's okay, Prabhuji.
What did you hear the last thing?
We didn't miss basically anything, Prabhuji. Very little,
I
almost
think
nothing.
one sentence, Prabhuji, one or two sentences.
Okay, so tell me what you heard, then I'll just repeat it.
You were saying how Shadbhuj form, Prabhuji.
Okay, so Shadbhuj form is showed to Lord Nityanand. And it was a very interesting Shadbhuj form because he showed Shankh, Chakra, Gada, and Padma in four hands. And then playing flute with two hands. And then he showed his Chaturbhuj form, the four-arm form, which was a Tribhangi form, three bent in three places, and playing flute in two hands and carrying conch shell and disc in other two hands. And then he showed his Shyam Sundar 200 form. So that's verse 15. Now we have verse 16, which is starting point today. Okay?
Yes.
Everybody with me?
Yes,
So
Prabhuji.
you have your book or your cell
Yes.
phone or whatever. All right, text 16. तबे नित्यानंद गोसाईर व्यास पूजन नित्यानंदा विषम कैल मुशल धारण. Translation. Nityanand Prabhu then arranged to offer Vyas Puja or worship of the spiritual master to Lord Sri Gaur Sundar. But Lord Chaitanya carried the plow-like weapon called Mushal in the ecstasy of being Nityanand Prabhu. So let's see the purport. Who wants to read the purport?
I can read, Prabhuji.
Please go ahead.
Purport. By the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityanand Prabhu arranged for the Vyas Puja of the Lord on the night of the full moon. He arranged for the Vyas Puja or Guru Puja through the agency of Vyasadev. Since Vyasadev is the original Guru, spiritual master of all who follow the Vedic principles, worship of the spiritual master is called Vyas Puja. Nityanand Prabhu arranged for the Vyas Puja and Sankirtana was going on, but when he tried to put a garland on the shoulder of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he saw himself in Lord Chaitanya. There is no difference between the spiritual position of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityanand Prabhu, or Krishna and Balrama. All of them are but different manifestations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. During the specific ceremony, all the devotees of the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could understand that there is no difference between the Lord Chaitanya and Nityanand Prabhu. Hari Bol.
Thank you, bro. So it's easy point here, but Krishna and Balaram are non-different. And because Krishna appears as Lord Chaitanya and Balaram appears as Lord Nityanand, there's no difference. So in this particular pastime, when Lord Nityanand tried to garland Lord Chaitanya assumed the form of Nityanand. And so Lord Nityanand saw himself as was trying to garland Lord Chaitanya. And all the devotees saw the same thing, and they could understand that there's no difference between the spiritual position of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityanand. They're non-different. Okay? Text 17. Tabe shachi dekhil Ram Krishna dui bhai, tabe nistaril Prabhu jagai madhai. So these verses are taking different pastimes, so they put them together. So it's not happening at the same time. The translation. Thereafter, Mother Sachi Devi saw the brothers Krishna and Balaram in their manifestation of Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda. Then the Lord delivered the two brothers, Jagai and Madhai. Okay, so let's read the purport. First paragraph.
I can
Can I
read.
read?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. One night, Sachi Devi dreamt that the deities in her house, Krishna and Balram, had taken the forms of Chaitanya and Nityanand and were fighting one another as children do to eat the Nevedya or offering to the deities. On the next day, by the will of Lord Chaitanya, Sachi Devi invited Nityanand to take prasadam at her house. Thus, Vishwambar, Lord Chaitanya, and Nityanand were eating together, and Sachi Devi realized that they were none other than Krishna and Balram. Seeing this, she fainted.
Yeah. So this is a pastime that happened at different time, that not same time as the previous verse. So there are two times that Sachi Devi had a similar dream. In this particular verse, the master is being described as in the dream she saw that Krishna and Balaram came out from the altar and they took the form of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda. And then, like children, they said, fight for who's going to eat what that Sachi Mata had offered. So very, very nice pastime. So then Lord Chaitanya asked her to invite Lord Nityanand for prasadam. So she did that, and Lord Chaitanya and Nityanand were sitting there together honoring prasadam, and she came out and saw them, and she saw basically that they are none other than Krishna and Balaram. When she realized that, she fainted in ecstasy. Now, this similar pastime, she saw another dream. when she saw that Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityanand had come inside the inside the puja room, and Krishna and Balaram came out of the altar, but as Krishna and Balaram. So there's four personalities standing there now. Krishna and Balaram on one side, and Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityanand on the other side. And they start a fight. Lord Chaitanya says, "It's not your time, get out. It's our time now." And Lord Krishna and Balaram say, "No, no, no. It's our time still, and we are the kings, and you get out." And there's a big fight between the four people, saying, "No, it's our time. No, no, it's our time." And so Mata Sati sees that in the dream, and she faints in the dream. So that's again slightly different pastime. Okay, next paragraph. Who wants to read that?
Shall I read, Prabhuji?
Sorry, go ahead.
Jagai and Madhai were two brothers born in Navdeepa in a respectable Brahmana family who later became addicted to all kinds of sinful activities. By the order of Lord Chaitanya, both Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur used to preach the cult of Krishna consciousness door to door. In the course of such preaching, they found Jagai and Madhai, two maddened drunken brothers who, upon seeing them, began to chase them. The next day, Madhai struck Nityananda Prabhu on the head with a piece of earthen pot, thus drawing blood. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard of this, he immediately came to the spot ready to punish both brothers. But when the all-merciful Lord Gauranga saw Jagai's repentant behavior, he immediately embraced him. By seeing the Supreme Personality of Godhead face to face and embracing him, both the sinful brothers were at once cleansed. Thus they received initiation into the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra from the Lord and were delivered.
Yeah. Thank you. Sakhi Swarupa, you have a hand up, so let me answer your question first. Then we'll explain this particular paragraph.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, beta.
Prabhuji, I know both these pastimes are mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita, and I'm not challenging them, but I'm saying when we explain these things to somebody else who does not have faith in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityanand Mahaprabhu, there are people who accept Krishna Balram, but they don't accept that they Gaura Nitai and Krishna Balram. So how do we reconcile the pastime where in this dream that Sachi Mata is having, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is fighting with Krishna, but for same Krishna, he's ready to drown the water finding Krishna. So how can we?
Say again?
So in later pastimes, we will see that he will go into water in Jagannath Puri thinking that it's Yamuna. He's trying to find Krishna. And same Krishna he's fighting in the dream of Sachi Mata. So how can we explain this to somebody who is already suspicious about the fact that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself?
Well, so the point is not what they believe, it's what's written in the scriptures. We believe the scriptures. And the scriptures say very clearly who's Krishna, who's Balaram, who's Lord Chaitanya, and who's Lord Nityanand. It talks very clearly about the reason for Lord Chaitanya's appearance, and that's Krishna in the mood of Radha. It's all there. If somebody says, I don't want to believe that, then they say, thank you so much, I'm sorry, I don't have anything further to say. Like, why would I try to convince anybody who says, I don't believe the scriptures?
No, but sometimes they say that why is there contradiction? Like
There's
in
no
Sachi Mata's...
contradiction. So tell them to explain the contradiction.
Like I have had this once for a different pastime, so I'm just trying to think that how can we explain that it's just Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Lila, that to Mother Sachi he's showing that he's fighting with Krishna, and otherwise he's running like a mad person to find Krishna.
So once again, when Krishna, Lord Chaitanya, Lord Ram, not so much Lord Ram, little bit, when they appear and they do Bal Lila, the childhood Lila, then they perform and they behave like children. And children fight. Brothers always fight. Brothers and sisters always fight. So that's what they're doing. You know, I mean, it's very natural. But the thing is, it's very difficult to convince these things to a non-believer. That's why It's an offense to even explain the
Right.
glories of holy name to a non-believer. So just fold your hands, say, I'm so sorry, but I can't say anything further. Don't waste your time.
Okay, Prabhuji.
I
Thank
would,
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes when you tell them that, Lord also wants to enjoy different rasas. So in Sachi Mata's dream, maybe they're fighting in Sakya ras, but then when he's running around finding Krishna, he's in Radharani's mood and he's in Madhurya ras. But becomes very difficult.
no,
But
but
I
it's
got
not.
your
But
point.
in real life, would like let me just something very personal. Don't laugh too much, but a little bit you can laugh at me. Even until the age of 50 years of age, when I went home, I put my head on my mother's lap and laid down. My nephews will fight, my nieces will fight. It's their place. Or I said, no, it's my place. So a 50-year-old man acting like a little child, putting his
Right.
head in the lap of his mother. So I mean, I'm not calling it Leela, but I'm saying if I can do that,
No,
why
but
can't
it's a
she?
very good example.
So I mean, this is doing a
Right.
Leela. I mean, and if you don't want to believe Leela, then fine.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Sure.
Thank you very much.
On similar lines, even Radharani used to go into Man
Yeah,
and fight with Krishna, but at the same time, Radharani is the epitome of love for Krishna. So I think these things we just have to see them in a transcendental manner,
right.
not
Yeah.
material manner like us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there are 28 different pastimes of Krishna trying to appease Radharani. So one day I put a series together. It takes different disguises to appease Radharani.
Actually, Prabhuji, Indratumna Maharaj already has this stimulation for ecstatic love series in
Right,
which all these disguises are between Radharani and Krishna that he takes to appease Radharani.
right.
So all these are already there, and
Okay,
that's
that's
how I
great.
know.
That's great. Okay, that's great. Thank you. Okay, Gayatri.
Guruji, actually, it's a really good point Mataji made about like what we should be sharing and what we should not be sharing. When I came into Krishna consciousness, it was introduction of the Gita. I didn't know about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu much later on after, just getting more and more. And it took me time to kind of reconcile that. And then it just, with more practice and more understanding and more faith, you start developing and understanding things better. But I think we do have to be careful about how much we're sharing with people. And, I don't know, in one context, somebody would learn about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because it's not very it's not something that's shared very frequently. Most of the pastimes that are discussed are usually about Krishna and, all the different avatars that happen from him. I feel like this is something that's so confidential.
Yes.
It's way above, like, start with the Gita, then the Bhagavatam, and then you go into the Chaitanya Charitamrita. I think we have to be careful about what we're discussing and who we're discussing things with, because we don't want to break people's faith in things, and especially we don't want to break people's faith in the scriptures. So I don't know how to tread it, but it's almost like there's things that we shouldn't be discussing, maybe.
Yeah, the problem is people bring it up. So you have to have some degree of discussion, but then you have to know what the limit is.
Well, that's when you say, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's easier to say that than to convince people.
No, that's true. But I always have this principle, I'll try, but if you're not willing to listen, then I'll shut up.
Yeah, that is the best thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, so Jagai and Madhai pastime, I think everybody knows. What I wanted to add was that after they were delivered by Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityanand, they were told to go build a ghat by the river. And they offered dandavats to everybody who comes and asks for forgiveness. So they was there being so humble. I'm touching the lotus feet of everybody, offering sashtang dandavat and begging for forgiveness. So that's the change of heart. That's the change of attitude. Tranadapi Sunichan, become so prominent in their life. And that is why we talk about them, because even a discussion of their pastimes is purifying. So somebody can say, well, they were dacoits and this and that. How can they be purified? Well, no. They were whatever they were, it doesn't matter. But a Vaishnava, the background is irrelevant. The caste, the family, whatever is totally irrelevant. Like somebody said, every saint has a past and every sinner has a future. So, whatever, we look at what is today and we go by that. Yeah. All right.
Can I just share this thing that is similar to what you're just saying right now? How, if we understand, if we understand that we're not this body and nobody is that body, we have to understand you can't hate the person, you have to hate the qualities that they have.
Right.
But the person inside is still Atma, it's still Sachidanand. Right? So it's hard to have that concept, but that's how we should be thinking and not have ill feelings, I guess, towards people. But it's very hard to do.
Yeah, it is, but we can learn. I mean, Lord Chaitanya did not kill anybody, right? But he killed the demoniac tendency in everybody. I think Gandhi said, don't hate the sinner, hate the sin and try to get it out of him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Prabhuji, before you proceed, just to clarify, Madhai struck Nityanand Prabhu on his head, and then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes in anger, and then he sees Jagai's repentant behavior. It means the other brother is repentant, but Madhai's behavior is not mentioned here.
So let me fill in the gaps for you. So Madhai did hit the forehead of Lord Nityanand. He started bleeding. That's when somebody ran to Lord Chaitanya, called him. Lord Chaitanya saw the blood on the forehead of Lord
Nityanand Prabhu,
and he understood it was Madhai. He called Sudarshan Chakra and he was going to cut throat of Madhai. So Lord Nityanand stopped him and said, before you do anything, please know that Jagai tried to stop Madhai from hitting me. When Lord Chaitanya heard that, he embraced Jagai, saying, thank you. He gave mercy to Jagai first. Then when Madhai saw Jagai receiving the mercy, then his heart changed also, and he fell at the feet of Lord Chaitanya, and I started to apologize. And then he got the mercy.
Okay, so that part is missing, which you just mentioned, right?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Okay. Hanji.
Sure, thank you. Text 18. तबे सप्त प्रहर छिला प्रभु भावा वेशे जथा तथा भक्तगण देखिल विशेषे. After this incident, the Lord remained in an ecstatic position for 21 hours. And all the devotees saw his specific pastimes. This is a very interesting verse. Somebody read the purport, please.
Can I read?
Yes, Mataji, go ahead. Yeah.
Purport. In the deity's room, there must be a bed for deity behind his throne. This system should be immediately be introduced in all our centers. It does not matter whether the bed is big or small. It should be of a size the deity room can conveniently accommodate, but there must be at least a small bed. One day in the house of Srivas Thakur, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sat down on the bed of Vishnu and all the devotees worshipped him with the Vedic mantras of the Purusha Sukta, beginning with Sahasra Shirsha Purusha, Saharsaksha, Sahasrapat. This Veda Stuti also should be introduced if possible for installation of deities. While bathing the deity, all the priests and devotees must chant this Purusha Sukta and offer the appropriate paraphernalia for worshipping the deity, such as flowers, fruits, incense, arti paraphernalia, naivedya, vastra, and ornaments. All the devotees worship Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in this way, and Lord remained in ecstasy for 7 praharas or 21 hours. He took this opportunity to show the devotees that he is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, who is the source of all other incarnations, as confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 10.8 Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo Matta Sarvam Pravartate. All the different forms of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are Vishnu Tattva, emanate from the body of Lord Krishna. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exposed all the private desires of the devotees, and thus all of them became fully confident that Lord Chaitanya is the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Mataji finished the second paragraph, also was very connected to the first one.
Okay, brother. So, some devotees call this exhibition of ecstasy by the Lord Sata Prahariya Bhava, the ecstasy of 21 hours, and others call it Mahabhava Prakasha or Mahaprakasha. There is a description of this Sata Prahariya Bhava in the Chaitanya Bhagavata, Madhya Kanda, chapter 9, which mentioned that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu blessed a maid servant named Dukhi with the name Sukhi. He called for Kola Vecha Sridhara and showed him his Mahaprakasha. Then he called for Murari Gupta and showed him his future as Lord Ramachandra. He offered his blessings to Haridas Thakur, and at this time he also asked Advaita Prabhu to explain the Bhagavad Gita as it is Gitaras Satyapata and showed special favor to Mukunda.
Thank you,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So in the first paragraph, there's two different points made. One is about the Purushyukta mantras. Does anybody know who wrote them? Quiz.
Is it Brahma?
Huh?
Narada
Brahma.
Maharshi?
Sorry, say again?
Is it
Narada
Brahma?
Maharshi, Prabhuji?
Did you say Narad? I'm sorry, Mataji, did you say Narad?
No, I said Brahma ji.
Brahmaji? No,
Lord Brahma. No.
no,
Okay.
no. So actually, it's Rishi, Narayan Rishi. You know Narayan?
Yes. Yeah.
So Narayan Rishi wrote it. And I think it's also in the Rig Veda. So very famous, Purushyukta. There's a number of verses. The first line is in the purport. Sat Shisha Pusa Sachasha Saspa. Sabhumim Vishuttavritya Atitishtat Dashangalam. So, and it goes on from there. The point that Baba is making in the purport is that at least in the temples, if not in the house, there should be bed for the deities. It doesn't matter what the size of the bed is, as long as it fits in the whatever room there is. And so, for example, ISKCON Toronto has a bed for all the deities in the back, just behind the deities. And when we put them to sleep, we take the deities either in the manasic form or in the physical form to their beds and put them to sleep, and their mantras, etc., that we chant for that process. And then similarly, the mantras to wake them up. Anyway, so Prabhupada is saying that there should be bed, and for different occasions, this Purushyukta mantra should be chanted. So he's saying installation of deities, even regular worship, excuse me, Abhishekam, etc. This Purushyukta must be chanted. And so that's one point made. And second point being made is the Sapta Prahar. So one Prahar is 3 hours. So this is called Asht Prahar or Ashtakalin Lila. So 8 times 3 is 24 hours. That's the whole day. So this time, Ashtakalin Lila is famous for Lord Krishna, and Saptakalin Lila is famous for Lord Chaitanya. And this is where he showed the devotees that he is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he did that by showing different incarnations according to the taste and inclination of the particular devotee. And the second paragraph then gives some examples of who some of these devotees were, who witnessed the Mahabhaprakash or Mahaprakash Lila or the Satprahar Lila. Okay. So the first devotee that's mentioned here in the second paragraph is maid servant named Dukhi. So actually, she was a servant in the house of Advaita Acharya. Sorry, Shivasacharya Prabhu. And so one time they were doing the Abhishekam. So people were bringing water from the Ganges to bathe the Lord. And then this girl, Dukhi, was also helping in a very sincere, very loving mood. And she had tears in her eyes because of the ecstasy she was feeling. But Lord Chaitanya noticed that. He called her, said, "What's your name, beta?" And she said, "My name is Dukhi." And she said, Lord Chaitanya said, "No, that's not right. Your name should be Sukhi." So basically gave her a new name. So Dukhi became Sukhi. So as I'm sure you all know, Dukhi means somebody who's always sad or miserable. And Sukhi means somebody who's happy or ecstatic.
Correct.
Then he called Kholavecha Sridhar. Who knows Kholavecha Sridhar?
Prabhuji, I know a little bit.
Tell me a little bit.
So he was selling banana cups,
Yes.
leaves, and he would spend 50% of his, he was very poor, but he would spend 50% for Krishna, sorry, for Lord Chaitanya or Krishna, I think, and only 50% for himself. And Lord Chaitanya used to buy
It's about
from
the
him.
Ganges, 50% of Ganges.
Okay. So Lord Chaitanya actually asked him to ask for any benediction, and he said he didn't want anything except to continue his love for Krishna. So,
Yeah. So basically, when the Lord said, "Ask me something," and he said, "No, I don't need anything," but the Lord was totally insisting. So he said, "Okay, then give me the blessing that that same boy who used to come and argue with me and haggle with me for the price of the banana may be my master in every birth that I take." So that was, excuse me, that pastime with Kholavecha Sridhar. And then he called for Murari Gupta. Now, who was Murari Gupta in his previous life?
Hanuman.
Hanuman.
Right. So
Yeah.
his deity is Lord Ram. So Lord Chaitanya showed him the form of Lord Ram and again satisfied him by saying, "Look, I'm the same Krishna who turns Ram, and I'm same Ram who turns into Lord Chaitanya." Then he called Haridas Thakur. Very interesting. Haridas Thakur, as you know, was born in a Muslim family. And there's a story that after the Brahma Vimohan Lila, Lord Brahma was feeling miserable for the offense that he had made. So he went to a place called Surabhi Kunj. Anybody know Surabhi Kunj?
In Vrindavan, Prabhuji?
No, in Mayapur. Actually, Navadvip. No, Godrumdip, actually. So it's very close to the house of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, a place called Surabhi Kunj. So that's where Lord Brahma went and performed austerities. So then Lord Krishna appeared as Lord Chaitanya and said, "I will appear in this form that you're seeing right now." And then you take the form of Haridas Thakur, you'll be born in a Muslim family. So Brahma appeared as Haridas Thakur in a Muslim family. Then Lord Chaitanya said, "Haridas Thakur, let me tell you something. Why did you not die after being whipped in 22 markets? It's because I was taking all the whips on my body." And Lord Chaitanya showed his back. It had all black and blue marks of whips. When Haridas Thakur saw that, he fainted. But Lord Chaitanya said, "Yeah, that's why you survived. Otherwise, nobody can survive." So he showed his mercy. And then he asked Advaita Acharya to explain Bhagavad Gita. And then special favor to Mukunda. So he was giving darshan to everybody in this particular Leela, but not to Mukunda. So I think Shivas Acharya went to Lord Chaitanya and said, "When will it be the turn of Mukunda?" And Lord Chaitanya said, "Never." So everybody was shocked because Mukunda was such a wonderful devotee. So then somebody said, "Why?" And Lord Chaitanya said, "Well, he goes to non-devotees, associates with them, and then doesn't glorify bhakti. He comes here and glorifies bhakti. So he's not steady. Anyone who's not steady, who does not always glorify bhakti, I don't want to see him. So they went and told Mukunda. Mukunda was crying like anything. And Mukunda said, okay, at least ask the Lord, when will I see him? So somebody went back and said, he wants to know, when will you see him? Lord Chaitanya's anger said, after 1 million births. So they told Mukunda, he started dancing in ecstasy. My Lord has guaranteed me a darshan. I was so happy knowing that after only 1 million births. Lord Chaitanya heard that, he said, okay, bring him in. Called him and gave him mercy. So that's the pastime, as we mentioned here, special favor to Mukunda. Okay? Any questions?
Prabhuji.
Okay. Text
Hare Krishna,
19.
Prabhuji.
वराह आवेश हइला मुरारी भवने तार स्कंदे चढ़ी प्रभु नाचिला अंगने. One day, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt the ecstasy of the boar incarnation. Was boar incarnation known as?
Brahavatar.
Varaha
Yes.
Varaha.
Yes.
Varaha.
And got up on the shoulders of Murari Gupta. Thus they both danced in Murari Gupta's courtyard. So like I was saying, every verse is a different time. So it's not at the same time. So somebody read the purport, please.
I'll read, Prabhuji. I'll
Okay,
read.
go ahead.
Okay. One day, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu began to cry out, Shukar, Shukar. Thus crying out for the boar incarnation of the Lord, he assumed his form as the boar incarnation and got up on the shoulders of Murari Gupta. He carried a small gadu, a small water pot with a nozzle, and thus he symbolically picked up the earth from the depths of the ocean, for this is the pastime of Lord Vraha.
Yes. Okay. So look, here he climbs the shoulders of Murari Gupta and assumes the form and the what do you call it? The mood of Varahadev, and then they both dance. And Garu is like what's that pot called? In Hindi, it's called Gadua or Garu. It's a pot that Kamandal. It's a Kamandal.
Commander.
Yeah. Okay. So with this spout there. So basically, the spout became the Varahadev spout, and he pretended to lift earth on that spout. Okay. Text 20. तबे शुक्लाम बर कैल तंदुल भक्षण हरे नाम श्लोकेर कैल अर्थ विवरण. After this incident, the Lord ate raw rice given by Shuklamba Brahmachari and explained very elaborately the import of the Hare Nam Shloka mentioned in the Brihanardiya Puran. Purport, somebody?
Prabhuji, I can read.
Please, Prabhu, go ahead.
Shuklambra Brahmachari resided in Navdeep on the bank of the Ganges. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was dancing in ecstasy, he approached the Lord with a begging bag containing rice. The Lord was so pleased with his devotee that he immediately snatched the bag and began to eat the raw rice. No one forbade him, and thus he finished the entire supply of rice.
Yeah. So Shuklamba Brahmachari is another very special devotee and associate of Lord Chaitanya. When Lord Chaitanya decided to basically come out as a devotee, he invited everybody to go to Shuklamba Brahmachari's house. So the first meeting of the devotees was at Shuklamba Brahmachari's house. Shuklamba Brahmachari was very poor. He did not want to get married because he did not want the responsibility of a family. That's why he became Brahmachari. He called Brahmachari. And he would just go and beg for some rice. He'd go to the poorest of the houses, just get the worst kind of rice, and that's all he'll eat. But all day and all night, he'll chant the Hare Nam Mahamantra all the time. Even at night, he'll shout the Mahamantra all night. So his neighbors used to say, he's so hungry that he's crying in pain, not understanding that this was pain of a different kind. Anyway, so this day, Lord Chaitanya said, bring Shuklamba Brahmachari to me. he sent some devotees to find him. Nobody knew his house. So Lord Chaitanya said, don't worry, just go and hear for somebody chanting Krishna's name loudly when you get to his house. So they went, and sure enough, they heard. They go to the house, and he said, Are you Shuklamra Brahmachari? He said, yes. He said, Lord wants to see you. They brought him there. And there the Lord started to glorify him, and he was getting very embarrassed. He said, no, 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 I'm nothing, I'm a nobody. And the Lord said, what are you hiding? He took his bag and took the rice, the worst kind of rice you can imagine, took from his bag and started eating it. And he said, why are you hiding? This is such a wonderful, tasty preparation. Don't be so greedy. Just don't keep everything for yourself. Share it with me also. And he ate it all. So that's his mercy to upon Shuklamra Brahmachari. Okay, text 21. Now this is a very famous verse from Brihadanaradiya Puran. Hare Nam, Hare Nam eva kevalam, kalau nastyeva, gatir anyatha. In this age of Kali, there's no other means for self-realization than chanting the holy name of movie stars, of Lord Hari. Right? This is very famous. So I'm sure everybody knows that. Next one is also very famous. Kali Kale Naam Rupe Krishna Avatar. Naam hote hoye sarv jagat nistar. In this age of Kali, the holy name of the Lord, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, is the incarnation of Lord Krishna. Simply by chanting the holy name, one associates with the Lord directly. Anyone who does this is certainly delivered. Now, let's talk about this a little bit. So, if the Lord has appeared as his holy name, then that means holy name is incarnation of the Lord. What is the difference between incarnation of the Lord and the Lord himself?
They are the same. Plenary.
They are same. There's no difference.
No difference.
Which means there's no difference between the holy name of the Lord
And
and
Lord.
the Lord himself. So we call it Naam Prabhu. Naam Prabhu. Yes, identical. Second thing, so when we chant the holy name of the Lord, because none different from the Lord, then the Lord is sitting with you. Now imagine you're sitting with Krishna, how are you going to behave? How are you going to behave? I'm asking.
Like a das,
Like what?
like his servant.
Okay, how does a servant behave?
Yeah.
Properly,
To
politely,
Huh?
properly,
What's properly?
to follow the instructions of what the master says.
Humble.
Sorry, say again.
Very humble.
humble.
Okay.
Yes.
Humble. Okay, what else?
Full attention.
Attention.
Full attention. Yes.
Attention.
Yes,
Full
Devi,
attention.
yes. What else?
With
Very
love.
respectful.
Huh?
Behaving with love.
Sorry, Matri. You stopped mid-sentence, so I don't know what you said.
No.
Prabhuji, obedient.
Sorry?
Obedient.
Obedient, yes. So humble, polite, obedient, full attention.
Respectful.
What else?
Very
Prabhuji, for
respectful.
his pleasure.
Sorry, Prabhu?
With
Sorry.
loving attitude.
Okay, loving attitude. Prabhu, you were
With
saying something?
complete
Yeah.
surrender.
So, yeah,
Complete
just like
surrender,
when you invite a guest to your house,
okay.
it's lower. In fact,
Okay,
even if you
yeah.
take it,
Full
so
attention, yeah.
serve him to please him.
Okay.
Use everything, pleasure words, pleasure, whatever you
Right.
have means to serve him, serve with that.
Okay. So you all know all this. So how many of us do all that when we chant?
Prabhuji, I walk while doing my japa, and I was thinking, what is Krishna walking with me then?
Sorry,
And I
Matri?
walk because if I do japa in the morning, I can go to
That's okay. Prabhupada used to
goes
walk.
off.
Prabhupada used to walk. My Guru Maharaj used to walk and chant. That's fine.
Does that mean Krishna is walking with us then? The
Yes,
Lord is
you are.
walking with
He
us?
is walking with you. Yes.
Okay.
So now the question is, how many of us do all the things that we just talked about? Raise your hand if you do it.
Not all the time, Prabhuji.
Okay, do you do it sometimes? That's wonderful. That means you're better than
Moments,
many of us.
brief moments.
Okay, even brief moment. That's better than me anyway. Okay, and Vishnumurti Prabhu, you are raising your hand to say, yes, you do it, or you ask a question?
Yeah, sometimes I do, Prabhu. Yeah.
That's wonderful, Prabhu. That's wonderful. Gayatri, you're saying yes? You do the same thing?
Nope, I am not saying yes at all.
Okay.
I'll tell you who I sit with when I chant, Prabhuji. I sit with myself, with the mind going a million miles, thinking about what we're going to do on the day or what happened before or what's going to happen.
Your
There's no
best
thought
plans
of
are made at that
Krishna.
time.
Yeah, there's no thought of Krishna. You're just chanting, but there's you're not giving attention to him or love to him or any of those things.
Right. Okay. Then Mohini?
Prabhu, I was wondering if we are in the Das Bhav and if Nam Prabhu is the owner, I mean, the master, then the Das are never, they're very tactful with the with the owner. Also, they're very much about, get the work done.
Yeah, yeah,
It's not a loving relationship.
yeah.
No Das love their master because it's a loving relationship. They're just getting paid for. So they're
Yeah. So we are Kalijugi Das. You want to know what you can do for me, boss. Right? How much are you going to pay me? How much are you going to reward me? And then I'll do accordingly. So it's a business relationship with Krishna. And that's part of the problem.
and I was about to say we are actually doing the same with Krishna. Okay, get the work done, and let's.
Yeah, I mean, how many of us wait for 16 hours done? Done. And two more to go, three more to go. And so it's just like literally with my boss, my guru told me to do it, so I'm doing it. But there are hardly any feelings. I mean, some of you said you do, that's great, but many of us don't. Okay, Devi Shakti?
Yes, Prabhuji, I have a question related to this.
Okay.
And I want to ask you, what should we do? Because sometimes it's such a time crunch. And then one very senior Mataji, she was saying me, like I told her, Mataji, sometimes we don't get time and then we are doing it in rush. I don't like to do it in that way. So she was saying even if you are cooking, you can do. Anyways, we are cooking hoga and all, but still even sometimes it works. So can we do that, Prabhuji, or cannot?
Well, so 16 rounds are supposed to be with full focus. Anything beyond 16, you can cook and chant, you can drive and chant, and you can talk and chant, you can whatever and chant, but not 16.
Like Prabhuji, for example, usually when I commute to office, go on office days, so I I take the GO train. So I feel like that is actually a good time. So
Yeah, no,
when
that's
I'm
fine. If you're, yeah,
so
that's
is
fine.
it okay?
Yeah, that's okay. If you're on a GO train or a bus or whatever, or you're in a car, somebody else is driving, you can close your eyes and focus on chanting. That's fine.
Okay.
That's not a problem. It's when you're doing something actively, something else at the same time. Like, for example, sometimes people start chanting when there's a lecture going on. Well, that's not part of 16. You want to do this because then neither you're paying attention to the lecture nor to your chanting.
Also, it's disregard for the person who is giving that lecture.
That's also right.
Yeah.
One time I was talking to somebody, not giving lecture, talking to somebody. I was going, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare. And I said, shut up, just either talk to me or chant, tell me what you want to do and let's do one thing at a time. It was very insulting to me and it's insulting to the Lord because you're chanting his name and talking to me at the same time.
And if we are doing, say, Shringar or preparing bhoga, during that time if we are chanting, is it okay?
Again, not part of 16.
Okay.
Like my one of my Shiksha Gurus told me that you shouldn't even be watching Aarti in the temple when you're chanting.
Oh,
Focus
okay.
on chanting only.
Okay.
Again, you can chant when the Aarti is going on, but not part of 16. But why you would bother? Just focus on Aarti.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Okay?
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Sure.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
You're welcome. Gayatri.
Guruji, so I just want to get this right. So when we're like Mataji saying, we're supposed to chant all the time,
Yes,
right?
that's
So
right.
we should be chanting when we're doing all types of activities. But when you're doing japa, there's a difference between chanting all the time. But when you're doing japa, it's 1 second, Prabhuji. 1 second.
You're going to chant?
Sorry, Prabhuji. If only these
It's
kids
okay.
would stop chanting.
No worries.
But when we're doing japa, it should be, all those things that we mentioned, bhav and concentration, all of this. I feel I don't have the power to do that. But what I feel I do have the power to do is not be on my phone. I have the power to not drive. I have the power to not, do anything else, but just sit there. The mind I can't control, but I can control the circumstances while I'm chanting.
Yeah.
Is that right? Like,
Thank you. Yeah.
I don't feel like I can concentrate. Like I'm trying, but I don't feel like I can concentrate. That's all we have to do,
So
right?
I asked my Guru Maharaj that very question because, like you, it was bothering me also. It's a very common question, actually. And he said, get rid of the externals. So, like you said, cell phone, TV, newspaper, cooking, answering the doorbell, and all sorts of things. Get them out of your way. And then you chant. But if your mind wanders, even Krishna says your mind will wander, but bring it back. That's what Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita. When mind wanders, bring it back. So that's what you do. Because we are at a stage where the mind will wander. We do have material attachments, we still have material responsibilities, and we have material plans and all sorts of things. So we're not pure yet. So how can our chanting be pure? But knowing that our chanting is impure, do the best we can so that one day it will become pure. So that if you don't even try, it'll never be pure. But if you keep trying and failing, that's fine. That's how people succeed.
And really, I feel like maybe that's why we're supposed to chant in the morning.
Yes,
Because
it's easy. The vibes are better.
yes, and it's just quiet,
Yes.
because most of the world is sleeping. There is less noise, right?
Yes. So the vibes do make a difference on where your mind goes. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay. Text 23. By the way, the last line of the translation of 22 says, anyone who does this is certainly delivered. So have that faith. Chanting will deliver us. We just have to work on it, on the quality of it. Okay. Text.
But sorry, Prabhuji, that is offenseless chanting, right? Naam abhas.
I agreed, but my point was that we'll go from offensive chanting to cleansing chanting to offenseless pure chanting. But if you stop practicing, you'll never get there.
Yeah,
So
right.
keep going. Keep going.
Thank you.
But have the faith that one day we will get there. Okay. Text 23. Excuse me. दाढ़ लागी हरे नाम भक्ति तिन बार जड़ल लोक बुझाइते पुनः एवकार. This verse repeats the word eva, certainly, 3 times for emphasis. It also 3 times repeats Hare Nam, the holy name of the Lord, just to make common people understand. So there's a very well-established practice in India anyway, if not other places, where if you want to emphasize, say something 3 times. But actually, there's a story that kind of contradicts this point. There was a man who said to somebody, "You just take Krishna's name 3 times, problems will be gone." His father was standing there. He slapped him. He said, "What do you mean 3 times? Just once is enough." So, yes, Krishna's name taken once is enough, but because we don't do it properly, the emphasis is being made, do it 3 times. Sorry, it's being said 3 times to chant. Okay, so let's read the purport.
I can read, Prabhuji.
Good.
Okay. To emphasize something to an ordinary person, one may repeat it 3 times, just as one might say, "You must do this, you must do this, you must do this." Thus, the Brahan Nardiya Purana repeatedly emphasizes the chanting of the holy name so that people may take it seriously and thus free themselves from the clutches of Maya. It is our practical experience in the Krishna conscious movement all over the world that many millions of people are actually coming to the spiritual stage of life simply by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra regularly, according to the prescribed principles. Therefore, our request to all our students is that they daily chant at least 16 rounds of this Hare Nam Mahamantra offenselessly, following the regulative principles. Thus, their success will be assured without doubt. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. So Prabhupada said many times, if you chant effortlessly, follow the 4 regulative principles, guaranteed you'll go back on the garden. So it is that simple. It's just that chanting effortlessly is so hard, but we have to try because the reward is so great. I tell everybody the story about my friend when I was studying. She was ranked number 2 in her province in freestyle swimming 100 meters. So one time I hadn't seen her for months. So I ran into her. I said, "Susan, where have you been? I haven't seen you in like 3, 4 months." And she said, "My life is classroom to the swimming pool to my hostel. Back to the classroom to the swimming pool to hostel. That's all I do." So my point is that to be ranked second in a province in one small activity, she has to work so hard. So why shouldn't we have to work hard? A big reward like going back home to Godhead. Like what can be bigger reward? So therefore we should not be shy of working hard, trying our best, trying harder and harder and harder to chant effortlessly. Because the reward is so great. Okay. Text 24. केवल शब्दे पुनरपि निश्चय करन ज्ञान योग तप कर्म आदि निवारण. The use of the word kevala only prohibits all other processes. So what is it? Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nameva Kevalam. Kevalam. That's the Kevalam is referring to. Only prohibits all, that means no other process, such as the cultivation of knowledge, practice of mystic yoga, or performance of austerities and fruitive activities. So no karma yoga, no dhyan yoga, no jnana yoga, no tap. Let's read the purport and I'll explain more.
I can read.
Please go ahead.
Our Krishna consciousness movement stresses the chanting of Hare Krishna mantra only, whereas those who do not know the secret of success for this age of Kali unnecessarily indulge in the cultivation of knowledge, the practice of mystic yoga, or the performance of fruitive activities or useless austerities. They are simply wasting the time and misleading their followers. When we point this out very plainly to an audience, members of opposing groups become angry at us. But according to the injunctions of the Shastras, we cannot make compromises with these so-called Gyanis, Yogis, Karmis, and Tapasvis. When they say they are as good as we are, we must say that only we are good and that they are not good. This is not our obstinacy. It is the injunction of the Shastras. We must not deviate from the injunctions of the Shastras. This is confirmed in the next verse of the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Hare Krishna.
So Prabhupada is saying that in ISKCON, we are emphasizing the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra, but Hare Krishna mantra only. A lot of people don't understand. Somebody was telling me that they went on Sankirtan, Harinam Sankirtan on the streets, some young and blue or some area like that. And some older white-bodied person came to him and said, I really love you people. I love to sing, but I just have one question. Do you not have any other song? All these years, just keep singing the same song. So, but Prabhupada is saying, yes, that's the only song. Now, there can be some question, but wait a minute. There are so many bhajans we say. Narottam Das Thakur has written, Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written, Lochan Das Thakur has written, so many. So then, are they wrong? Why do they see the bhajan with Prabhupada saying very clearly that only chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra? I'm asking you.
Because it has only the names. We are not wasting any time, here. Just names.
No, but not all the bhajans have only names. Ohe Vaishnava Thakur doesn't have names. Sharanagati, Siddha Bhakat Charan Renu doesn't have names. So many bhajans, they don't have names. Or maybe have one or two names. It's not names only. Then Moini, go ahead.
It's a mantra, it's not a song. Mantra does not change, mantra remains the same.
Okay, that's true, but that's not what I'm asking though.
Prabhuji, there is no difference between name and
Sorry. Slow down. Okay, start again.
There is no difference between name and Krishna.
No, I know that. My question is, then why do we sing Ohe Vaishnava Thakur? Vaishnava Thakur.
Prabhuji, because
Can I say
those,
something?
Sorry, one person at a time, please.
sorry, Prabhuji, you can go ahead.
Go ahead, Sakhi Surva, you go ahead.
So I was saying, because most of these songs written by Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Narottam Das Thakur, they are literally prayers, and the purpose of the prayers is to back Krishna or Hari Nam so that we get some ruchi. Is it?
So this partly true, yeah, that's partly true.
Can I say something, Prabhuji?
Prabhuji, raise your hand because I see so many hands. So let's go in sequence. So Devi Shakti, you are up first.
Yes, Prabhuji. So I think chanting is something like more on meditation, like thinking of God and to absorb ourselves towards Krishna. And Kirtan and bhajans are also the same thing, but it is more like expressing specific feelings. For like we have Kogati, and then we have some bhajans dedicated to special leelas or special pastimes or special occasions when we do that. So that way.
So sorry, so I didn't connect. What's your point?
So I'm saying like that is more like specific bhav that they have, yeah, for the specific time. Because once I was reading Prabhuji, so I got to know like these bhajans are not the ordinary ones. They were written when they have seen particular Lila and they have written those songs.
Okay.
So that is more towards like a particular Lila and bhav absorbing towards that, which should not, like, that is kind of like, which should not be very much public, because lot of people won't understand that if we are not completely knowing everything. So that's why those things should be, we should sing all those bhajans in a very special time, like for the special occasions. But like Hari Nam we can do all the time, like Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Gautam?
Because of Mahaprabhu's instructions.
What do you mean?
Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instructions saying only Hare Krishna Mahamantra can deliver you.
No, I know that, but my question was, but Narottam Das Thakur, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Luchan Das, Govinda Das, so many wonderful Vaishnava devotees have written so many bhajans that we sing. It's not Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So then if it's only Hare Krishna Mahamantra, then why are we chanting their bhajans? That's the question.
Prabhuji,
Mataji, एक minute. Please अपना raise hand, raise करो अपना hand. Just raise your hand, your turn will come. Okay. So otherwise it's very noisy and I can't hear it. Okay, Vishnu Murthy Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. I think the Lord invested so much potency in this Harinam. So that's why this Harinam is so powerful to and easy to chant. And there is
No,
no time.
Prabhuji, that's not my question. My question is, why do we chant these other bhajans? And we chant them regularly. That's my question. If Harinam is so powerful and the only one recommended, then why are we chanting other bhajans? That's my question.
So I can think of to get the mercy of the Acharyas.
That's one point, yes.
Is it for glorifying
Mataji,
the
raise your hand, please, because others gets very confusing. Okay, Gayatri, you're next.
Well, I don't know if this is the answer, but I'm guessing it's because these bhajans are, you know, the very feeling and bhav of those devotees. And if we sing those bhajans, hopefully when we chant, then we can also develop the bhav and the feelings that those wonderful devotees had. And that's why maybe we should listen to the bhajans along with chanting.
Yes, okay. Yeah. Okay. Next is Shalini on the line.
Prabhuji, I think to develop love for the Lord, because simply chanting can become mechanical, but with chanting with bhav, just like Mataji just said.
Okay, all right. Rajan Prabhu?
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, we are not there yet. So these bhajans will help us develop the mood and love towards chanting.
Okay, thank you. Madhu Mataji?
Prabhuji, I think this Mahamantra is the universal mantra which is given by Mahaprabhu. It is like anyone can chant this. Anyone.
Okay, but
No.
you're not answering my question though. The question was
Because
why
it is directly, this mantra is directly related to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Only focus on that.
Okay, all right. Sushila Madhu Mataji? Madhu Mataji?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, in this Kali Yuga, this is the easiest way that we can connect to Krishna. And in the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra means that we are asking to engage in their service, Radha and Krishna.
Okay, all right. Khatwanga Prabhu, you had said something but did not raise your hand.
I can say something, Prabhuji, if you allow me. Prabhuji, these bhajans, when we concentrate, this helps us to concentrate our mind and focus us more on the chanting of the Mahamantra. That helps us to concentrate our mind to focus on the name of the Lord, Supreme Personality of Godhead, Mahamantra. Because this is, first of all, these songs are sung by the great Vaishnava in the mood of ecstasy. And then when we feel the same thing, when we put our mind deeply into those bhajans, that help us to concentrate our mind on the Mahamantra.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Nand Mohini?
Sorry, Prabhu, I couldn't understand your question before, but now I know. You're asking if we sang these bhajans as well, along with Mahamantra, if Mahamantra is all capable, right?
Right.
Prabhu, just like in material world, we express love differently. Like we sing songs. Similarly, I feel in the practice of saying I love you to Krishna, there's different way of saying it. And through these bhajans, we express those feelings. Because we don't have words of our own, we don't know how to glorify Krishna. So we take that glorification from senior Vaishnavas, from Vaishnavas who have seen Krishna. So we get into their footsteps and sing and glorify Krishna through them.
Okay, but the question remains, what's the need? If Hare Krishna Mantra is all powerful, all sufficient, then what's the need?
Prabhu, it's the matter of expression, it's not the need.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, who has anybody left? I see some hands raised still, but I think you all said it. Sakhi Swarupa, you more?
I want to try again, Prabhuji.
Go ahead, yeah.
So, Prabhuji, is it because although Harinam is all potent,
Yeah.
but we are not chanting it purely, so we are not able to tune into the full potency of it. And when we repeat, I think it's similar to what I already said, but I'm just saying it differently that uh, when we repeat the words of these Vaishnavacharyas or prayers from Bhagavatam, then we have the correct mood that Krishna should be approached in. So that is why maybe we can just repeat. So when we read, we sing bhajans, maybe we still don't get their mood, but because we are repeating the words of pure devotees, so that can please Krishna and Harinam Prabhu.
Okay, all right. So let's give my version. I don't know who will agree or not.
Prabhuji, can I
Oh,
add
sorry, I'm sorry,
something?
Mother. Go ahead, yeah.
Prabhuji, like I was also told, bhajans are reflection of our chanting. Like it goes simultaneously. It is more about understanding the leelas and bhav, but it can only happen if our heart is clean. And that can happen only through chanting. So it's like vice versa kind of thing. So now if we have to understand further, like much more deep into Leela through bhajan, so that is the need of bhajan, but that can only happen if we can chant properly. So it's kind of like reflection to the chanting.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Okay, Gautam, is that your...
Yeah, maybe to respect the other acharyas
They have assumed the law.
who has written the bhajans in themselves. Maybe to pay obeisances to them.
Okay, all right. Okay, Mahajan Babu, I think you try to raise your hand.
Because everyone is going on, Prabhuji.
Yes, go ahead.
So bhajans can lead us to the attentive chanting.
Okay, how?
That's in short, I will say that.
How?
Because once we start singing the bhajans, our mind is concentrating much more on the bhajans and the Mahamantra.
Okay, all right. Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu. So, yeah, this is a good question. So, what I feel, Prabhu, this is my realization that we need to come to a stage where we can chant Sneha Yukt Naam, meaning we are chanting, but it should have some feelings. We should have some emotions. So now, how to get those? Like, so when we sing the bhajans of acharyas and try to not just sing, try to understand the deep meaning of those bhajans and see in what mood they have. They are literally begging the Lord. So then we imbibe that mood and also we invoke the mercy of those acharyas. So that will help us to achieve to a state where we can at least be able to chant in some life Sneh Yukt Naam, which will invoke, which will be there. Then we can basically reach to a stage of, you can say, Shuddh, perfection.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, these acharyas, whatever bhajans they write, they're expressing their own realizations and they're expressing their own feelings.
Yes.
They're expressing their mood. So chanting those bhajans gives us a good understanding of their mood, which means the mood required to chant properly, of the realizations, how well they understand the true meaning of the name. Because remember, when they chant the name, then what happens? Then the form of the Lord is manifested in front of them. And as they chant more, the quality is manifested. Then the dham is manifested. And they are able to see the Lila, and then finally they're able to participate in the Lila. So that's the sequence the pure devotees go through their chanting process. And that is why what they write is actually what they're seeing or experienced or felt. So a lot of, so for example, we chant down the Lila. So Satyavrat Muni actually saw those Leelas in his mind. Vyasdev wrote Bhagavatam, and he saw those pastimes. He didn't just write it.
Yep.
So the point is that these pure devotees have written these bhajans to express their feelings, their mood, their attitude, and what they're seeing. By chanting their bhajans, we're able to imbibe some of that mood, some of that realization, some of that love in their heart. All those things then combine to improve the quality of our chanting, which is what we're trying to do. So we listen to these bhajans to get some understanding of their realizations, their feelings, their mood, etc. And when we are able to do that, the quality of our chanting improves. And that is why we listen to these bhajans, to get that proper mood. Similarly, the 9 processes of devotional service, right? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pad Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atmanivedanam. But here we are only talking about Shravan and Kirtan. You chant the holy name, hear the holy name. What about the other processes? Are they useless in the age of
No.
Then what is it? Then why are we doing? So once again, let me ask you, why do we do Aarti if chanting is enough? Why do we deity worship if chanting is enough?
Because, sorry.
Go ahead,
Sorry,
Vishnu.
Prabhuji, go
Go
on.
ahead.
Yeah, I was saying because we have so much of aparadh and so much of sins we've accumulated that we get bored of 2 hours of chanting. So we need other activities to
Okay, so
engage.
we need variety.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
all right. But Mr. Prabhu,
It gives better understanding through different ways of devotional services.
okay. But Krishna Prabhu,
Prabhu, this way we develop relationship with Krishna,
okay. Okay,
Your
sure. Okay, Gayatri?
Well, actually, I have a question.
No. Answer first.
I mean, I think it's because we can't chant 24 hours a day. We're just not there. So we have to engage ourselves in
So you're
different
saying that
ways.
Devi Shakti was saying variety.
Yes.
Okay,
So
all
we
right.
have to engage. But can
Okay.
I ask my question now?
No, hold on. Let's finish this. Vishnumurti Prabhu?
Okay.
Vishnumurti? Yeah.
Hare Krishna. To please Krishna and Krishna Prabhu, I think
Well, he's pleased when you
to,
chant.
to,
If you chant properly, he's pleased with that.
yeah, that's true. But that's another variety of pleasing the Krishna. Like,
Now, suppose the real reason is that the deity worship brings discipline in our life and purifies us. So that purified state, we are able to increase the quality of our chanting. So all the other 7 processes become the supporting process of Shravanam Kirtanam to improve the quality of a hearing and chanting the holy name. Okay, that's why we do it. Okay, Bhadra Krishna Babu, you have your hand raised.
It gives us an opportunity. Also, it gives us an opportunity to serve the Lord.
Yeah, but then why do you want to serve the Lord? Again, for purification.
Right.
Yeah, that's the point. Okay, all right. So Gayatri, now you can ask your question. And that will end.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. It's along the same lines, what you've been asking for the last few questions. Because, it's explicitly saying that we should not try to gather knowledge, right? And I think at some point maybe in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, where, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself says, my teacher thought I wasn't smart enough, to get any of the knowledge. So that's what he told me, just chant, because that's a simple thing to do. And should we be reading all these scriptures? Is this part of the knowledge that they're saying that we shouldn't be gaining?
So you misunderstand the word Gyan.
Okay.
Okay, when Lord Chaitanya talks about Gyan, he's talking about the speculative kind, and also he's talking about, you memorized 1,000 verses, you can explain 2,000 verses. You're talking about that Gyan. He says that's useless. But Gyan you need to have, because otherwise, how would you know who's Krishna? What is bhakti? What is a relationship with Krishna? That Gyan you need to have. Why is chanting important? That Gyan you need to have. What's the proper way to chant? What are the other regulatory principles? Those Gyans are needed. So he's talking about different kind of Gyan.
So it's almost like why are you trying to get that knowledge? If the knowledge is to get to Krishna, then it's okay. But if the
It's the
knowledge is
speculative
to
knowledge, it's the nonsense knowledge, he's saying. It's like if you read the Vedas and don't understand Krishna, then that's useless.
Perfect.
Okay. Which is what Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was doing.
Yeah.
Right. Satyabhama, I didn't know that you were here.
I
How do you
joined in
feel?
late, Prabhu. Thank you so much for this.
I'm glad you're here.
I saw her probably.
I came very late,
That's okay.
but it was a unique Thursday that I'm actually able to join. Prabhu, I just wanted to address Ganga's question about Gyan. I was just reading 7th chapter yesterday, and in that, Krishna specifically differentiates Gyan and Vigyan.
Yes.
So we don't need Gyan because Gyan is related to the material world. But we do need to read the scriptures because we need Vigyan, which is knowledge of Krishna. So we do need to study. I mean, that's the point I was trying to make.
Yeah, no, you're right. So Vigyan is the application of the knowledge.
Yeah.
Right? And this is why they say when you read something, there should be a particular process for reading or listening Srimad Bhagavatam, for example. And that is, first thing, you should know the context. Second thing is you should know the meaning. Third thing is you should know what's the essence of the message. And fourth, and the most important thing is, so how do I apply it in my life? Without that fourth process, every process is useless. Because then simply memorizing, so you can repeat it to somebody else and impress them. And that's not what it's about. So after reading, you're not improving, that means you're not applying, and then it's useless. And that is useless Gyan. Does that make sense?
Thank you,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji. Thank you.
Right.
Okay. This was a very interesting, lively session.
Session.
Really interesting, very interesting.
So sorry if I cut somebody off or was not very polite. I didn't mean it. So hope everybody got their answers and were able to say what they wanted to say. Yes, no?
Prabhuji, I have one question. You said Murari Prabhu